Hello, welcome back to Gadget Mad Lad. In my last video I showed you how to make a game of macro. I made an actual slight mistake in the video. Obviously I've never done it before, so it was a practice, so I'd not really sussed out. I told you to use the fuse from one of these. Well, not tell you to use the fuse from these, but I used the fuse from one of these essentially. I recommended using a 3300 or 1000 fuse, but this is a 151, essentially not very good apparently. I found out because essentially this one here is the one that you saw me do. What happened is try to adjust the brightness and it stopped turning on. It'll probably turn on now. No, there you go. You see how it just doesn't do anything? Can't get it to do anything now. So the part is, I thought, okay, I've done something wrong there. So I did a bit of thinking about it, and I thought, okay, if I've not put a strong enough fuse in there, maybe I'm not essentially simulating the right amount of power going into it to make it think that the top screen's attached. So I looked about, and on the board, this one, to be specific, essentially it was from this section here. I found a couple of 1002 and 2001 ohm resistors, which I've heard the least you could use was 1000. So what I did, I desoldered a few of them in advance, which are these little things. I doubt you're going to be able to see that on camera. But that essentially is what I need to solder. Putting my finger next to it so you can give an example how tiny it is. Pardon my disgusting dry skin. So the point is, in this episode, I'm gonna. Anyway, the point I'm getting to is, so both of them were doing the same thing, and this one, I essentially changed it, and as you can see, it now comes on, and we're all good, and we can adjust the brightness as needed, but it turning off. I think that's what it was. Because I adjusted the brightness on it, I think it had the fuse that was in it was okay for the minimum brightness, but the second you needed to go anything higher than that, because it was trying to make the same brightness on the top screen as well, the fuse wasn't strong enough. So the 1001 is what you should need to go with. And if you make the same mistake as what I did, I figured people will make mistakes when they do these, obviously, so I'll walk you through my mistakes and how I'm going to rectify them. Dead easy to do though. I mean, if anything, it's probably easier with this fuse than it is with the original fuse that we used, because the original one was a bit of a struggle to get on there. Anyway, so removing the two crosshead screws, little ones, from below the battery. Dead easy to remember this. So you got your two little crosshead screws there. Then you've got two other crosshead screws that are slightly discoloured. They've got like a yellow tint to them. They always go in the back bit here. So if you're reassembling and you're in a bit of trouble memorising where the screws are, I've done this that many times now. I know exactly where everything goes. Tri-wing, 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 which we will now take out. So we're taking 4 Phillips screws out, and we're now taking out our first of 3 tri-wing screws. What I'll do, I'll flick my soldering iron on so it starts to take it out, because we are going to be in soldering iron for this one. Obviously it's the only soldering other than the speaker that is required. So I've got that now. 1 second, and does it stop? Oh, it's just spinning around. Ah, there we go. I wasn't gripping it enough, it was just spinning around on the thing. There we go. So now, come out. There we go. So, third and final tri-wing screw miss out now. So now we go to stick the splodger on the edge of it. Just run it around the edge like normal. I found helps a little bit. Press down on the L and R as you pull it up. They stay in place, so they don't end pinging off, which you're essentially about to do. Take them off now anyway, so no problem. So we take that off. Oh, bugger. The bar and the spring has come off there as well, so I can quickly show you how to get that realigned. So the spring like that. See the spring? Stab the bar through this. No, sorry, my mistake. Put the spring in this, that way around. Should just slot in. Bit of fidgeting. And then we need to put the bar through them. Oh, bugger, drops it again. There it is. So again, just putting that into that like so. Getting the bar, feeding the bar through, which, there we go, back through. Easy peasy. Just keep it a bit more careful, that one. Right, so now we've got one more screw to remove. This is the last one to come out and the first one to go back in again when you reassemble. The tiniest little Phillips / crosshead. I always put that on the battery cover, so I know that's the first one to go back in. At this point we should be able to lift up the screen and the rest of it. So it can all come out. So at this point we'll take this off so we don't want damaging it. Move it to one side. Remember that has to go back on, otherwise it won't boot without this. Ribbon cable from the top, detached. Detach the screen. Obviously being careful to do so. Move that to one side a second because we don't want to need that for a second. Now we see where the soldering is. There. Well, I need to desolder that and resolder in one of them tiny little ones that I showed you at the beginning. This one essentially is off the LED strip. It's off this essentially where there. It's one of them I took off there, which is the wrong one. So that's what this video is about, me rectifying the problem. So easiest way to do it is to get a scalpel. Recognise this? Yes, scalpel. Soldering iron, turn your heat up a little bit. I need to set mine down a little bit to be honest with you because it was getting them off before. So about to go to 300, that should do the trick. And we're lightly just gonna touch the blade against the fuse, and we're gonna touch one side. There, lift it up, see? No problem at all. Touch the other side, and that's it, gone. That's the fuse off. That's the piece of crap that essentially didn't work, which I'm sorry for telling you is that it would. It wasn't intentional or anything. I'm just trial and error, you get me? That's what I'm all about. Trying to use every component I'm going to use essentially is recycled off another thing. Like that, these fuses now, these are off a power board for a 50-inch broken screen plasma telly, I think it was. I salvaged these from that rather than paying for them. Some people call it cheapskate, I call it who gives a crap. So let's go, here we go. So this little thing, I can get it up to the camera. Doubt that's going to focus in. Nope. Essentially it's like 2 grains of sugar stuck together. That's the best way to describe it. There we go. So what we're going to do is going to tap that there. Get it in place. Spin it round. What I would recommend doing is sticking a little bit more solder, not much. Just a touch. Because essentially if what you do, you just put a little bit of solder in your tip. Just a little bit. Be careful not with the board. Shouldn't have done that with the board really. My mistake, but don't do that with the board. You're all good. And if I just touch that against. Doesn't seem to be working. It's all bundled up my solder, so it might be tip. So it's always good to keep your tip clean as well because it makes it harder to solder with otherwise. So again, it's just Perfection. So back on the other side again. This time I don't think we've had any solder, I think it should be okay. Yep, we're all good. Lower jubbler. See, it's a nice tidier job than it was before anyway. And we don't want a solder knife for that anyway. So, and that's it. That's essentially what you need to do. So, this one is crap. You need to ditch that. And you need to replace it with at least a 1001. That's what I've replaced it with. And as I showed you with this one. One second. Every time we boot up. Obviously, I'll reassemble it off screen because I'm guessing you don't need to see me throw it back together again. Tune back in for the next episode. I'll be doing a Gameboy macro out of an original DS. And I'll see you then. Again, I'm sorry for saying about the fuse being the 151. Don't use the 151 out of the LED strips. Use, I don't know, at least the 1001 ohm or whatever it is. So thanks, bye. Tune in for the next one.